State of New California, notice. To all Californians, Chapter 2, Grievance 23, September 29th, 2020. New California is a new state in development exercising its constitutional right to form from the state of California. The process to form New California is authorized and codified in Article 4, Section 3 and 4 of the United States Constitution. Statement of intent. The citizens of New California have decided to remedy the abuse of power by the government of California by exercising their right to form a new state provided in the United States Constitution, Article 4, Sections 3 and Section 4. We are determined to live under a state government in the United States of America and under the Constitution of the United States. New California Declaration of Independence, January 15, 2018 states, whenever any form of government becomes destructive, it is the right of the people to alter or abolish it and to institute new government. When a long train of abuses and acts to seize and hold the people's power without legal authority and pursuing invariably the same object that clearly demonstrates a design to reduce them under absolute despotism, it is their right, it is their duty to throw off such government and to provide new guards for their future security. Preamble of the New California State Constitution states, we, the representatives of the undersigned counties within the state of California, do acknowledge and humbly invoke the favor of Almighty God for continued civil and religious liberty to ourselves and our posterity. First Amendment of the United States Constitution states, Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion or prohibiting the free exercise thereof, or abridging the freedom of speech or the press, or the right of the people peaceably to assemble and to petition the government for a redress of grievances. Fourth Amendment of the United States Constitution states, the right of the people to be secure in their persons, houses, papers, and effects against unreasonable searches and seizures shall not be violated, and no warrant shall issue but upon probable cause, supported by oath or affirmation, and particularly describing the place to be searched and the persons or things to be seized. The counties of New California State brought forward 95 Chapter 1 grievances between January 18th and November 2019. On April 28, 2020, New California State will issue 95 additional Chapter 2 grievances to be announced in public on Tuesdays at 11 a.m. Grievance 23, Declaration of Grievance Statement of Facts. The people of California are suffering from a tyrannical state government which fails to provide a Republican form of governance, enables and supports across its southern border the invasion of the United States of America by illegal foreign nationals, and protects vicious criminals who commit outrageous acts of violence upon the citizens of America, all caused by a government of and for a monoparty system led by a tyrannical dictator who openly defies federal law. California state government violates the following. U.S. Constitution, Article 4, Section 4. The United States shall guarantee to every state in this union a republican form of government and shall protect each of them against invasion and on application of the legislature or the executive when the legislature cannot be convened against domestic violence. United States Constitution, Article 6. This Constitution and the laws of the United States, which shall be made in pursuance thereof, and all treaties made or which shall be made under the authority of the United States, shall be the supreme law of the land, and the judges in every state shall be bound thereby. Anything in the Constitution or laws of any state to the contrary notwithstanding. First Amendment, United States Constitution. Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion or prohibiting the free exercise thereof, or abridging the freedom of speech or of the press, or the right of the people peaceably to assemble and to petition the government for a redress of grievances. Eighth Amendment, United States Constitution. Excessive bail shall not be required, nor excessive fines imposed, nor cruel and unusual punishments inflicted. 14th Amendment, United States Constitution, Section 1. All persons born or naturalized in the United States and subject to the jurisdiction thereof are citizens of the United States and of the state wherein they reside. No state shall make or enforce any law which shall abridge the privileges or immunities of citizens of the United States, nor shall any state deprive any person of life, liberty, or property without due process of law, nor deny to any person within its jurisdiction the equal protection of laws. Refer sections 2, 3, 4, and 5. Order of the day. Arrest the Speaker of the State Assembly. While we, the people of the Unified Counties of New California, seek the removal of the California State Speaker of the Assembly, Anthony Randon, born March 4, 1968, who is now serving as the 70th Speaker of the California State Assembly since 2016. A member of the Democratic Party, Randon has represented the 63rd District, located in the southeastern part of Los Angeles County since 2012. The Speaker of the Assembly is the presiding officer of the Assembly and is elected for a two-year term by a majority vote of the members. He or she is charged with the overall management and supervision of the Assembly. The Speaker appoints members to all committees and subcommittees of the Assembly, allocates funds, staffing, and other resources for the effective operation of the House, and establishes the committee schedules. AR 26. On February 19, 2020, Speaker Randon reacted to the state address by California Governor Newsom when he commented on housing and poverty by stating, begin quote, "The governor has put out budget proposals on this topic and we take them very seriously. Today we will hold our second assembly hearing on those ideas. We have worked well together in the past with the governor signing 18 of our legislative housing initiatives." In bold and underlined, emphasis added. We have set aside $7 billion for housing solutions in recent years. Again, we have set aside $7 billion for housing solutions in recent years. However, when the governor refers to the need for bold, permanent solutions, I know that those solutions go beyond the necessary dollars for housing, mental health, planning, and social services. This country has a dramatic problem of economic inequality and has grown for decades. Homelessness, as the governor has said, is a manifestation of poverty. To me, that means that Californians will continue to lose their housing and will be unable to find new affordable housing unless we can do something to make sure California workers get their fair share of the wealth that they produce. They are the drivers of our economy. We must make sure they are protected. I look forward to working with Governor Newsom to fight homelessness on every front. End of quote. On June 3, 2020, the California State Senate and Assembly reached agreement on 2020-21 budget. Assembly Speaker Anthony Randon stated, begin quote, "The key budget goal is preserving programs serving those who are most vulnerable. Nevertheless, all the budget plans being discussed acknowledge the possibility that more difficult cuts will be necessary due to the COVID spending needs and weak revenues," said Randon. "This will be especially true if Washington, D.C. doesn't step up. The legislature is prepared to work closely with the governor to achieve California's goals. That's how, over the past decade, we built the large budget reserve that now helps us face the financial crisis." Again, emphasis added, underlined in bold, repeated. We built the large budget reserve that now helps us face the financial crisis. End of the quote. The current Assembly Speaker provides just a small amount of evidence in the two above comments as to why he should be arrested, charged and sent to prison. The Speaker on February 19, 2020 stated, "We have set aside $7 billion for housing solutions in recent years. Today we must ask, where is this money that was set aside? The reality, there never was $7 billion to set aside. The Speaker was deliberately misleading and lying to the public." On June 3, 2020, the Speaker stated, "We built the large budget reserve that now helps us face the fiscal crisis." Again, we built the large budget reserve that now helps us face the fiscal crisis. Today we must ask, where is this large budget reserve? The Speaker and Governor claimed the reserve was $13 billion. Where is the $13 billion? The reality is there never was a $13 billion reserve. The Speaker was deliberately misleading and lying to the public. Lawmakers in Sacramento have called for, and I quote, extraordinary session of the state legislature, unquote, to consider reopening the economy. According to numerous sources in the California State Capitol, there will be a special legislative session in the coming weeks to discuss the state's massive financial crisis and repeal the Governor's Emergency Services Act. The Speaker disagrees. Why? Governor Newsom signed an executive order March 4, 2020, known as the Emergency Services Act under Government Code Section 8625 in response to the COVID-19 pandemic, which has crippled the California economy and destroyed the lives of millions of people in California. As identified by the New California State Movement, California is now in default on filing the necessary federal financial forms that will allow the continuation of over $97 billion in annual federal grants. The failure of the state to file the necessary documents the federal government requires has triggered a number of investigations, both by the federal and state government, into the financial accountings of the state and the actions of the governor. The state is now over $100 billion short of cash and is no longer solvent, unquote. The signing of the Emergency Services Act has exacerbated the financial crisis and created a dictatorship that consolidates legislative and judicial branches of government under the office of the governor. California is the first one-man rule dictatorship in the United States history. The Speaker to this day is not working to solve the problems facing California. His inaction is destroying the lives of millions of Californians and destroying the state's economy. It's clear there are numerous violations of law and the constitutional oath taken by the Speaker. New California State will pursue every means available to remedy the Speaker's abuse of power and illegal felonious acts. We now demand the California State Legislature exercise the limited powers it has at its discretion to repeal the governor's unlimited powers of authority he is utilizing to destroy the state's economy while furthering his reign of terror upon the United States citizens living in the state of California. New California State Movement has for over 5 years been utilizing Article 4, Section 3 to form a new state in direct defiance of the California dictator, just like the Founding Fathers had planned when they wrote the U.S. Constitution. The California governor is a pusillanimous, craven dictator whose words and actions are a grave danger to all U.S. citizens living in California, while the state continues to operate outside the authorities of the U.S. Constitution. For New Californians, it's our God-given right. It is our duty to protect our Declaration of Independence, our Constitution, and our Bill of Rights with all means necessary from a craven dictator. New Californians will not comply. We request the President of the United States act immediately to remedy these abuses by the establishment of the New California State. Insurrection. The government of California, the current socialist governor dictator, the monoparty system, along with local officials, are following a coordinated design with the intent to actively engage in acts of insurrection against the U.S. Constitution. the Insurrection Act of 1807, and the Emergency Economic Powers Act. Are United States federal laws that govern the ability of the President of the United States to deploy military troops within the United States to put down lawlessness, insurrection, and rebellion. Acts of secession. The California government, in conjunction with the socialist state executive, instituted wherever the current socialist governor or dictator has usurped power, has actively engaged in acts of secession, and have created a reign of terror on United States citizens living in California with the intent to secede from the United States of America, to thus destroy the very union of states which secure our liberty and freedom. Abdication of authority. Betrayal by the sitting socialist governor, dictator of California, the monoparty legislature, and local elected officials is evidence of abdication of the responsibilities of authority and sovereignty over the citizens of the United States living in California state. Prayer. The citizens of New California State pray for the President to exercise his authority under the Insurrection Act of 1807 or the Emergency Economic Powers Act to end the tyranny being foisted upon the United States citizens living in California State. This concludes these proceedings. New California can be reached at newcaliforniastate.com, 877-828-2753.